Hey everyone, my name is Stephen Cox, founder of TakeLessons.com, and I wanted to give you a very quick update on some things that we're learning here, and hopefully it might be of value to you. So over the past 23 months or so, we've been working on setting up and negotiating strategic partnerships with companies that will add a lot of value to what we're doing as a company, and hopefully a lot of value to our students as well. So over the past couple years, we've been working on these deals, and they have now come to fruition. And I wanted to talk to you for a couple minutes about some of the things that we had learned about really negotiating and signing big strategic type partnerships. Our company is small. We're about 40 people now, and in comparison to a large behemoth like some of the companies we've signed, for instance, Learning Care Group, they're the world's second largest child care facility, and Best Buy, I'm sure you've heard of those guys, with tens of thousands of employees. And so really, how does a small company with limited resources go about signing deals like this? And so just some helpful hints from things that we had learned. The very first thing that I learned was that persistence pays off, and that you have to keep fighting and keep going, specifically when you know that you can truly add value to their bottom line or to their revenue. And so with that, if you're very, very sure of that, keep persisting. It took several phone calls in, many phone calls in order to get to the right person and in order to pitch correctly. But that persistence really pays off. And then once you begin talking, always keep that customer in mind. Look at them as a large customer, and remember they have a ton of firepower and can turn you on or off in a heartbeat. And so really, by focusing on what you can provide to them, that's really what I felt got us to where we were going. We continually focused on the value that we provide, the assets that we had, and how we could present those assets in such a way that made our customers more money. Once they get the big picture and understand that, remember that getting to yes is really hard. There's numerous people within the company that you'll have to talk with over and over again, and you will be saying the same stories over and over again. Don't worry about it. It's normal. It's just part of the gig, part of what you have to do. And so once you've gotten to yes, that's pretty hard. And then actually getting a contract signed is even much harder. You'll go through a new group of people, if you will, and all those people will question every single thing that you've talked about in the past as well. And that's, again, what you have to remember, it's just their job. It's what they need to do in order to feel comfortable with the deal that's being presented for them. So don't let it freak you out. It's just kind of par for the course. Something along those lines that I think was very helpful for us is continue to build multiple relationships inside that company. Big companies are, I can guarantee you, the person that you started off working with, if the contract takes a while, is probably not the same person that you're going to end up signing the agreement with. There's a good chance that people get shuffled around, people get promotions, there are downsizings, people move to different companies, whatever the case is. So it's in your best interest to make sure that you have multiple people within the company that you can turn to who can champion your idea and champion the relationships that you have together. And with that obviously creates it's a mitigation of risk factor, and that you can keep moving, and that the idea and the partnership can keep moving, even if one person decides to remove themselves, or if the company, again, rearranges people. When you get to the contract stage, no matter how small of a company you are, I can't tell you how important it is to get a really good attorney on your team, or a couple of them, who can help you negotiate these deals. They are long, they are very specific, and a good attorney will be able to help you work through these. Specifically, we're kind of in the technology, consumer internet business, and so our attorneys are at DLA Piper. Shout out to DLA, Randy Sokol, and their team has really been instrumental in everything from contract negotiation to it's just some very specific things within that agreement that I personally wouldn't have known unless I've just seen hundreds of these types of contracts. So make sure you have a good attorney. And then finally, what I can say is, it's very, very exciting to get a deal signed, and it's very, you want to tell the world, and you want to start executing, and you want to kind of beef up. But one thing that we learned is never commit to resources until you've actually got that deal signed. So go ahead and plan, make sure that all your ducks are in a row, make your spreadsheets and your models, and have all of your human capital plans lined up. But don't pull the trigger until you have that contract and signed and you know that you've got a done deal. I recently had a friend who was kind of in the same situation, and they actually started hiring before the contract was signed, and it came out that there was the contract didn't come through. And what had happened is there had been people that had left their jobs to come start work for his company, and he had to let them go. So you never want to get in that situation, and it's a good use of resources, specifically financial resources, to just kind of hold out and wait just a little bit. So that's what we've learned over the past little bit. We're now in a position to where once the contract's signed, now the hard part, which I consider, is coming up, and that's executing against those deals and making sure that we have all of our ducks in a row to be able to knock the ball out of the park. So good luck in your negotiations. Big companies can be godsend, or they can be a complete drain on all your resources, and it's really how you align yourself and the time that you give yourself in order to make sure that you can execute properly that makes the world of difference. Hope this has been a help for you. Again, this is Stephen Cox, TakeLessons.com, and if you need music lessons, you know where to find us. Take care. Bye.